Hi, my name is Jillian Morris. I am the Tribal Initiative Project Manager with the Aging and Long-Term Support Administration in Tribal Affairs at the Department of Social and Health Services here in Washington State. I am a citizen of the Ichangtawan Nation of South Dakota, a lifetime Washington State resident. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am here to talk a little bit about my journey in public health and where I hope to go and what I hope to accomplish by being granted this scholarship. First of all, I want to say this video has had almost 20 takes now, and I'm just going to really be honest and say that I interview terribly. My public speaking has a lot of room for improvement still, but I want it to be clear that I am very passionate about the work that I'm doing and that I will continue to do this role whether I interview terribly or not, pretty much. So my current position focuses on increasing home and community-based services, long-term services and supports, and for Indigenous elders and relatives with disabilities. That includes program implementation as well as program development, as well as advocacy as far as policy goes or barriers that currently exist for tribes that may want to access funding or just taking into perspective that of tribes rather than just the Western perspective of how what program success looks like and what implementation of a program looks like. I'd like to talk a little bit about what brought me here, but just want to recognize that I am a first-gen student. I started a non-traditional student. I went back to school at 27, and I didn't know where I wanted to go from there. I just knew that I didn't want to work in retail anymore and that I wanted to serve people. And so falling into public health just made sense based off of what my interests are, which are humans, human beings, and how they came to be the way that they are and how they perceive the world and how much it is impacted from literal womb to tomb. What the neighborhoods that we live in change our access to different resources, how be the schools that we are in. I mean, there's so many factors that go into considering a public's health. And so that really clicked for me in undergrad. And I recognized that I needed to go to a level where I could advocate for policy and where I could advocate for this perspective of the lifespan. Because it's so many instances where we look at downstream rather than upstream solutions. And I think at this point in time, we are moving towards a society where we look at the entire human and not just what has happened to them, but rather what has happened to them and how that's impacted them and how that's changed the way they perceive the world, how they access services, how they even schedule a doctor's appointment. There are so many factors to consider when you consider the health of a human being. So part of what I hope to do in my community, in any community that I impact, is to listen, and to listen more than I speak, and to listen in a way that says, I see you and I hear you. And I think that's really what's missing a lot of the time when we just try to apply a solution to all and say, this is how it's going to be because this is what works for this demographic, or this is how it's going to be because this is what has worked. We live in a time of constant change, and we have to be living in a system or in a society that recognizes that. So why I believe I'm a good candidate, and I really cut this short because I've recorded this and re-recorded this, but I'm passionate about the work I do, and it's almost an innate sense of this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm going to continue on this road. Whether I were to get a scholarship or not, I'm already in this program, and I'm already going to complete it, and I'm already going to continue to advocate for this change structurally, because it's a part of who I am, and it's a part of what I believe is the most valuable, what we leave behind for the other generations that come after us, and really just staking my place as a place somebody can fulfill when I'm gone. And that's all. Thank you.